Hello, everyone. My name is Diana, and if you don't know me, I use the creative arts to talk about mental health. So I've been bringing you this quick visual arts exercise daily to help take hold of some big feelings we might be having during this time. So happy Mother's Day to everyone. Thanks for joining me. So this is just a quick exercise. All you're gonna need is a piece of paper, and you're gonna need some coloring utensils. And we are going to end up drawing our thoughts and emotions in this current moment here sitting with me as if it's weather. So is it sunny in your inner world? Or maybe it's cloudy. Maybe it's cloudy, but those clouds are actually really warm and comforting. Maybe there are thunderstorms. Maybe there's a purple rainbow made of all purple. Anything goes in your weather report. You can draw whatever you want, and you don't have to stick to just weather. Oftentimes I end up drawing just shapes instead. But it's really an exercise for us to start a dialogue with ourselves about some things we might be feeling, and also an opportunity if you have loved ones that you want to do it with. You can also start dialogue with them as well. With emotions, sometimes they can seem overwhelming, but actually when we're able to put words to them, or we're able to put shapes and colors and meaning to them, then it allows our mind to categorize them and start to process. So it's just a quick tool, and it's quite fun as well. Also, this is a cat. So this is not therapy. It's not a substitution for therapy. I am not actually a therapist. I just have a long history of my own of managing depression and anxiety. My background is in using the performing arts to talk about mental health. I'm a playwright, and I create characters from aspects of mental health to create dialogue. So this is a visual arts opportunity to do that. I am going to draw with you now. So we want to take our piece of paper, and we'll take our coloring utensils, and we can check in with ourselves in a couple of different ways. You can check in with yourself cerebrally. If you know you're feeling something, you can just think about what that might look like and start drawing. You can also check in via the body. Often the body is the body really speaks a lot even when it doesn't say anything. So if you do a body scan and you just take your awareness from the top of your head all the way down throughout your chest and into your arms and into your seat and down your legs and into your toes. And as you do that, just notice if there's any place that you're holding tension or any place that might feel a little bit dense. There might also be places that feel really excited and serendipitous. That for me always is really surprising, actually, because I always notice possibly having tension in my jaw. But when I get down to the tips of my fingers and the tips of my toes, I feel a little bit of tinge of, I call it serendipity. And if you're going through strong emotions, that's also something that you can do to draw your awareness to those places in your body that feel really excited and good and safe for you. So that's something you can do as well. But as far as weather goes, you can also, after you do that body scan, you can draw from a place of that energy. So sometimes if I notice there's tightness in my jaw, I will start with that, and I'll see what that would look like if it were translated into weather, or usually it ends up being shapes. So you can do those two types to check in with yourself, or what I like to do is I usually check in with my color palette, and I will see which color draws my awareness, and then I will draw from there usually. And I will usually just put that color to the page, and I'll allow my hand and my intuition to guide me. And I find that often that allows me to surprise myself, because I definitely am a person that wants to feel certain emotions, but can't deny that there are a myriad of emotions that are present all at the same time. And I have really come to realize in my own history of managing mental health that emotions are information, and oftentimes those heavier emotions I didn't ever didn't necessarily want to feel, but they're information on something I'm going through. And the more that I can listen to that, the more that I can hear myself, if I'm angry or I'm sad or mad, or I'm really joyful, the more that I can tap into that, the more I can connect with what I'm feeling and feel heard. And I found that most people want to just be seen and heard, and that goes a long way, even if it's just for yourself, which sounds a little bit like, meh, but it's true. Okay, so let's draw. Also, this is that cat. Great. So, as we're sitting here today, what are we thinking and what are we feeling as if it's weather? I think should be like this. Yeah, that's better. Okay. 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 That's okay. Okay. So, If you need a couple more minutes to draw, feel free to take as long as you need, or as long as you can. And also you can do this with your children. If you want to draw side by side, it's also a fun interactive activity you can do, and also a way for you to, communicate with different things through colors about different things that you might be going through. I'm sure the kids would really enjoy spending time with their parents in a fun activity of coloring. So this is what I drew, and to be honest, picking up these three colors of blue, silver, and aquamarine, I kind of want to do another picture with these a little bit later. That's the thing too, is I do this every morning at 11 here with you, but you can also do it throughout the day if that's something that works for you, and you don't have to use colors. Sometimes I will just pick up a pen and sometimes I'll pick up a pen and quickly draw. I think I just jumbled my words. I don't know. You'll see in the video. But quickly, sometimes I will draw. I will pick up a pen and I will just doodle a little bit. Also, sometimes I use noise too, and I find that adding noise to feelings is also a fun, expressive way to make sense of them. Okay, this is what I drew. I don't know if you can see it, but I started with a pink, and I just kind of did some quick swirls, some backs and forths and all around, and it was chaotic, but it was also very nurturing and very soft, and it was kind of like cotton candy. That's kind of how it came out in my mind, and I wasn't sure what sense I was making of it, and it was really interesting to me when I finally started to draw a trunk. And the trunk is green because I had gravitated towards these two colors of thistle and yellow green immediately as I was drawing my awareness to my color palette. And so I drew a tree. And it's interesting for me because when I took so I learned this exercise in a class on managing depression and anxiety at the Actors Fund, which is an amazing organization that provides a lot of services to people in the entertainment industry, from all across the entertainment industry. It doesn't have to be just people in front of the camera. It's people behind the camera. It's dancers. It's directors. It's writers. It's everybody. And so I learned this exercise, but I also took a class on the psychology of money with the Actors Fund, which was really interesting. And we looked at money as a tree, and we traced money throughout our family trees to see what viewpoints we had on money. And I won't talk too much about it because I know right now it's a very hard subject to talk about. But I started to look at my thoughts and beliefs as if they were a tree, and as if they were sprouting up from the roots, and what had been my foundation, and how did my tree of myself end up growing as a result of that. So you can look at that with a variety of beliefs. It doesn't have to just be financial beliefs. It can also be beliefs about really beliefs about yourself. It can be beliefs about anything under the sun if we want to go back to weather. So I ended up drawing a tree, and I thought that was really interesting because it is Mother's Day, and so much of my life has been influenced by my family and by my mother, who has been a major support my whole life and has given me the gift of art from a very young age. So I really credit so much of her tenacity in getting me involved in the arts to help me navigate some challenges that we all faced early in, and I still continue to face. So thank you, Mom. So I drew a tree, and then I also added a river, but it's also like a clouds beneath, and it's deconstructed, but it's also very soft, and it's almost like riding waves down there, if you can see. And then I think I got a little bit overzealous in the picture, and I started using yellow, drawing. I thought that I had to add sun, and in retrospect, I probably did not have to add some sun. But it also adds to the my camera. It also adds to the tree. What I really loved about this picture, though, is the moment that I filled in the trunk, because the trunk is very there's a lot within that trunk and that stem. I suppose it might be more of a flower if the trunk is green. What I really loved too is the moments where I added these tender wisps of different colors, and silver and green and yellow and orange and all the things that go into our varied experiences. And they're almost like tender, I don't know the word actually. They're just kind of like, they're also almost woven into the DNA. And I think that part of the picture is important because so much of what we go through is woven into our experience and our story. And the more that we can tell our story, whether it's through art or whether it's through words or whether it's through song or dance or so many ways to create, the more that we can tell our story and take hold of it, the more we can make meaning out of what we go through and process it, but also pass it down to our children. And so that for me is, speaking of mothers, I used to sit with my grandmother for hours and listen to her stories too. So many mothers, and my sister is on this call and she is also a mother. So happy Mother's Day to everyone. Thank you for all that you do. And I will hope to see you all tomorrow at 11. Also, this is a cat. Hope that serves you, and enjoy your day today. Take care of your mental health, and I'll see you all tomorrow.